Hey there folks, welcome back to Beulahland Farms. I'm Mike and we have a lot to do today. We are in the first part of December. We're up to, still at about $17,000. But we've got some stuff to sell today. So interestingly, we've got a great demand for the firewood. So it is actually a pretty good price for it. Don't know how many bags I'll sell, maybe just a few, just to make a little spending money. And then over on the trailer, you see I have a full trailer load of wood beams that we have produced. Those will go to sell, and there's something in the used vehicle section that we're going to pick up today. Pretty excited about it. It is, well, you'll just have to see. Stay tuned for that. So we got about $3,650 for 2 bags there, so really not a whole lot. You know, it did make a lot of these bags, and I think if you wanted to use an auto load trailer to move these around, it'd probably go a lot quicker, or something that maybe you could pick up 4 at a time relatively easy. But yeah, this has been a little bit of a pain. A little bit of tedious work trying to get these things loaded onto the pallet forks. So we won't sell too many of these. Just wanted to sell a few here real quick while we have the great demand. We'll sell one more load and we'll take this other pallet down, or other pallet. We'll take the trailer down and get that sold. And then we'll head over to the shop, make our new purchase. While I am loading these right here, I just want to remind everyone to be sure and click the thumbs up button on the videos if you like them. It certainly helps out the algorithm, gets my content out in front of other people. Alright, I may not be able to get the other one. There we go. There we go. And I do want to thank each of you for continuing to support me, to watch my videos, make comments, and all of that good stuff. It is very much appreciated. I want all of you to know that I sincerely appreciate it. I really do. Alright, so you know what, I'll leave this over here because probably need it a little bit later. Just leave that right there. Alright, good deal. Maybe nobody steals it. Alright, so you see the trailer here. We've got 6 here and 6. Oh, no, we don't have. Were there 2 more? Okay, so it is not quite a full trailer load. We are a little bit short of a full trailer load. I don't know what I was thinking there. And weirdly, I don't know why this is, but the best price for these wood beams is always at the warehouse. I'm not sure why that is, but that is the best price, so that's where we're taking it. I mean, it's close. I'm not complaining about it. It's just kind of strange that it doesn't change very much from the other vendors or other sell points, I guess. Boom, 88,000. That was a good load there. Probably would have broke 100 if we would have had those other 2 pallets on there. So, yeah, a full trailer load of those wood beams. That's some serious cash. You know what, while we're here, we're not too low on fuel, but let's go ahead and get some fuel in the truck. Alright, in and out pretty quick. That was a rolling stop, in case you were wondering. Alright, we'll get pulled over here out of the way. Alright, so we've got $116,000, which is really good. Now, one thing, this is the great demand here. One thing I wanted to mention, you know, we talked about the crawfish farm, and Field 48 is here. $160,000, so it's not very far out of reach. We could go ahead and get that pretty quickly. However, there is something in the used vehicle section that I do want to purchase. Long term, it's going to be a very good piece of machinery for us. It is the Steiger. $40,000 for 600. Oh shoot. Matter of fact, this one has the 625 horsepower option on it. I cannot turn that down. So we're going to go ahead and spec this out real quick. We're going to go with twins there. We're going to add the front weight. What else? We're going to have the quick hitch. And there's a reason for that. We'll go to some extra lights. Decal. You know what? Yeah, let's leave that on. And we'll keep it normal case red, and let's take the license plate off. And $46,000 for 625 horsepower tractor. I cannot turn that down. So we're going to go ahead and buy that. And all right, so there we go. While we're here, because we do need to do some plowing on our fields, we have $70,000. Let's see, we're going to go down here to our plow section. Now we have a couple options. We have the lizard subsoiler. We could go up to 12 meters on that for $21,000. Or we do have these, but they're a little bit out of reach right now, but they're about double the size. But I'm not going to buy that just yet. I think what we're going to do is we're going to get the lizard subsoiler. So we're going to go ahead and get that. Now, we could technically pull this one with our other case, but I'm going to go ahead and get the big one here, 12 meters, and it's $21,000. So we're going to go ahead and buy that. And, ooh, okay, that's pretty decent size there. So let's go ahead and hop in the tractor. And since we added a 3-point hitch on here, we can actually use this tractor to run this piece of equipment. Oh, let's see. That was not graceful at all. Alright, let's head on down to the field and we'll get started with just a little bit of tillage work. And the good thing about those two fields that we have is we don't have to put out lime, so that's going to save us a little bit of time and effort, at least on this initial go around with our first fields. Throw some hazards here just so that folks see us coming. Now, one thing I have not really thought about it, I don't need to do it just yet because we do still have quite a bit of wood left in our production. But there are the trees in the property across the road. So in order to get those back over to our production site, I'm going to need a way to transport them. I know initially I was putting the logs on the flatbed trailer and hauling them that way. I could do that, but we're gonna have to think about that. Possibly get some type of wood hauling trailer. I don't know how I want to do that just yet. We'll have to see how things play out. And I don't have too many more of those firewood bags left. So once we get rid of those, we'll sell that little sell point as well. clean up the yard just a bit, get out of the firewood business. Speaking of firewood, we actually had a couple of trees taken down on our real life property recently, and I tell you, I didn't have the guy that took the trees down. They were close to some buildings, so I didn't want to do it myself. So I had a professional come in and take them down for me. But I did not have them haul off the debris because I figured, well, I can cut them up and make some firewood out of them. Well, I didn't realize just how much wood that that we would have. So we are tired of cutting firewood, but we still have so much more left to do. Oh, I can turn the flashers off. And try not to hit any trees. This tractor is not responding. It's a little slow to shift. But it does pull the plow very well. And only thing I don't like these articulated tractors normally, especially for recording, because the camera moves whenever we turn. But we've got this one now. I'll try to make the best of it. Try to make the camera movements as smooth as possible. Now, some of these trees are actually quite close to this field, and I'm wondering if this... I wonder if these trees are on the other property. I wonder. Let's see, if I stand right here, right beside this tree, let's take a look at it and see if I can determine if they're on my property. I can't tell. Let's see, field 44. It's going to be awfully close, isn't it? Awfully close. Let's do this. Let's go over to farmlands. Yes, some of those may be on my property. I might be able to get rid of some of those. So if I go in and do a little bit of forestry work, I'll probably focus my efforts along this little edge right here. And then there on that other end of the field, some of the trees are a little bit close as well. So might want to pull the tree line back away from the field just a bit. I know I could paint the field away. Could do that too. Nice thing about this larger plow here, you know, I tell you, tell me what you think in the comments below, but I don't know, man, those the moldboard plows that's in game, it's just it just takes too long. I just can't use them. I can't do it. They just take too long to plow. I mean, I know there's some realism there. I know they're used in real life. I mean, I have a 2-bottom plow here at our small little acreage that I use from time to time, but it does take time. And that's just not something I want to spend my free time doing in a game, because it's just so slow, so narrow, and takes so much time. Now this, on the other hand, goes rather quickly. Yeah, there's some trees there along that edge too we need to get rid of. So that'll be the 2 areas I start on if I do any timber work over here. But yeah, this is going quite well, actually. And I do have stones turned on for this playthrough. I don't normally play with the stones on, but I just wanted to on this particular playthrough. So I may get tired of it at some point and turn them off. I don't know. But we're going to go with it at least initially. All right, that is working out really well, actually. All right, so let me do a little bit of work here. We'll get some of these passes done. Trying to make a little bit of progress. Kind of see what else comes along for me to do. All right, just got finished with the fields. Both fields are plowed. And actually, let a helper do the second field, or some of the second field. And I went over to the... what's this going on up here? Oh, my goodness. We have got a collision. Look at that. We've got an AI wreck. It has got traffic backed all up. Check that out. Oh boy. Well, at least the road's clear to the house. Alright, as I was saying, the helper worked on the field a bit for me, and I was able to come back over here to the farm, and I went ahead and sold the rest of the firewood bags. So those are all gone. I've got all those sold, and I really don't have a whole lot of space to park anything in this. I'm gonna have to get rid of some of these trees, I think. All right, we're gonna park that right there. And so yeah, we've got. Oh, I am still in. Hang on, it's going to take a screenshot. I had the camera off. So yeah, the bags are gone. Got them all sold. So we're up to just over $69,000. So, oops, that is the wrong screen. There we go. Let's go ahead and get rid of the firewood sell point. Not that we needed to, but just to clean up the yard a bit. So there we are, $69,609. So this area is cleared out a bit. So if I need the space, you know, over here a little bit, we can put something in maybe. We've got the trees going. We've got our corn in our corn drying silos, and then the trees over here. It does not look like they grew again. So, yep, but they're there. They're growing. So we've got those to come. And yep, 2 more pallets have spawned from our timber production. So, you know, we're starting to get some stuff. We've got the big case here, a lot of horsepower. I think that's going to be a game changer for us long term, because we'll have a lot of horsepower to run some bigger equipment or implements. We got the combine, which we probably will upgrade at some point in the future. We've got our smaller case, which, you know, has a decent amount of horsepower, 1 wagon. We're going to have to do something about that. That's not going to be enough. And then our skid steer. So we're starting to accumulate some things around here. And of course, we got the truck and trailer still down at the shop I need to go get. So yeah, another day. We've made a little bit of money, but still a lot of time left in this day. So I don't know what I'm going to do here. I may look into some contracts. I'm not sure. I kind of hate to just blow through half a day by sleeping, but I do know there are some downtime during a farming activity. So I don't know. Maybe we'll look into, you know, there are some plowing contracts here that pay halfway decent, and they won't take very long. Matter of fact, Field 44 right across. Let's do it. Let's do it. Might as well. It is right across the road from the farm. So I'm going to go run and knock that out. That'll add to the pot. Yeah, these big plows kind of make the plowing contracts worth doing. Now, doing a plowing contract without one of these plows is brutal. I tell you what, they take forever. but getting these wider plows, and if we can ever get the other one that's 20 something meters wide, I tell you, that makes those contracts super easy. So there we go. There we go. And let's just make sure we get credit for it. I'm not sure. This is a subsoiler. Hopefully we get credit. Yep, there we go. Good. Very good. That's good. So yeah, I want to knock this contract out here real quick. It's going to take a little bit of time. I may try to get one or two more in, but I may not. I may just do the one here. Snow is coming. The weather forecast has snow coming, so that's going to change what we do. If we get any accumulation, that might affect our activities a bit. So anyhow, got our fields plowed, so they're ready to go for our next harvest. Well, eventually our next harvest, our next crop. Getting ahead of myself. And then we've got our stuff in our silos. We've got another big massive tractor added to our equipment, and steady knocking out the lumber production. So we're moving along quicker than I anticipated, but still we've got a long ways to go. We got to build this empire here on this particular map. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, again, please be sure to click the thumbs up button if you enjoy videos, not just mine, but all other content that you watch on YouTube. Click that thumbs up button if you enjoy the videos. Subscribe to my channel if you hadn't done so already. I'd really appreciate that. I hope each of you have a very blessed day.